Khandana Bhavabandhana Vandana Vande Toma Nira क्षणे मोह भास्वर भाव सागर रचेर उन्माद प्रेम पाथा भक्ता जनयुग शरण भक्ता जनयुग शरण तारण भव जुन्धेत योग ईश्वर जगदीश्वर योग शरण निष्कारण भक्त शरण जय जाते कुल छंद भक्तरंद आरती तोमा गायचे छंद भक्तरंद आरती तोमा जय जय आरती तोमा हर हर आरती तोमा शिव शिव आरती तोमा जय श्री गुरु महाराज जी की जय। ॐ ह्रीं वृतं तमचलो गुणरे गुणेन्द्यः नक्तं दिवं सकरुणं तव पाद पद्मं मोहङ्कषं बहुकृतं न भजे यतोऽहं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो भक्तिर्भगश्च भजनं भवभेदकारी गच्छन्त्यलं सुविपुलं गमनाय तत्त्वं वक्त्रोद्धृतोऽपि हृदये न मे भाति किञ्चित् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो तेजस्तरन्ते तरसा त्वयि तृष्णाः रागे कृते ऋतपथे त्वयि राम कृष्ण मर्त्यामृतं तव पदं मरणोर्मि नाशं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो कृत्यं करोति कलुषं कुहकान्तकारी श्नान्तं शिवं सुविमलं तव नाम नाथ यस्मादहं त्वशरणो जगदेकगम्या तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते Ramakrishnaय Namo Namaha. Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharane Trambake Gauri Narayane Namostute Srishti Sthiti Vinashana Shakti Bhute Sanatani Guna Shaye Guna Maye Narayane Namostute Sharana Gata Dinarta Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyate Hare Devi Narayane Namostute Jaya Narayane Namostute Jaya Narayane Namostute Jaya Narayane Namostute Jaya Narayane Namostute. Jai Shri Mahamayi ki Jai Jai Bhagawan Sri Ramakrishna Deva ki Jai Jai Swami Ji Maharaj Ji ki Jai Jai Shri Bhagavan Buddha Deva ki Jai. ಬುದ್ಧ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯದಿ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ನಮ್ಮೆದೆ ಕಡಲು. ಬುದ್ಧ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯದಿ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ನಮ್ಮೆದೆ ಕಡಲು. ಶಾಂತಿ ಶೇಖರ ಬನಿದೋ ಚಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು. ಬುದ್ಧ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯಗೆ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ನಮ್ಯದೆ ಕಡಲು. ಬುದ್ಧ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯಗೆ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ನಮ್ಯದೆ ಕಡಲು. ಶಾಂತಿ ಶೇಖರ ವನಿದೋ ಚಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು. ನೂರು ಸಾವಿರ ದಳದ ಬುದ್ಧ ಪದ್ಮವು ಅರಳೆ. ನೂರು ಸಾವಿರ ದಳದ ಬುದ್ಧ ಪದ್ಮವು ಅರಳೆ. ಭಕುತ ಭೃಂಗವು ಬಂದು ಮುತ್ತುತ್ತಿಹುದು ಸುತ್ತ ಸುತ್ತುತ್ತಿಹುದು. ನೂರು ಸಾವಿರ ದಳದ ಬುದ್ಧ ಪದ್ಮವು ಅರಳೆ. ನೂರು ಸಾವಿರ ದಳದ ಬುದ್ಧ ಪದ್ಮವು ಅರಳೆ. ಭಕುತ ಭೃಂಗವು ಬಂದು ಮುತ್ತುತ್ತಿಹುದು ಸುತ್ತ ಸುತ್ತುತ್ತಿಹುದು. ಬುದ್ಧ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯದಿ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ನಮ್ಮೆದೆ ಕಡಲು. ಬುದ್ಧ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯದಿ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ನಮ್ಮೆದೆ ಕಡಲು. ಶಾಂತಿ ಶೇಖರ ಬನಿದೋ ಚಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು. ಜ್ವಾಲೆ ಮೇಲುದ ಹೊನೆದು ಅಗ್ನಿ ದೇವನೆ ನಡೆದು. ಜ್ವಾಲೆ ಮೇಲುದ ಹೊನೆದು ಅಗ್ನಿ ದೇವನೆ ನಡೆದು. ಕರ್ಮ ಕಾನನವನ್ನು ದಹಿಸಲೆಂದು ನಡೆದು ಬರುವನೆಂದು. ಜ್ವಾಲೆ ಮೇಲುದ ಹೊದೆದು ಅಗ್ನಿ ದೇವನೆ ನಡೆದು. ಜ್ವಾಲೆ ಮೇಲುದ ಹೊದೆದು ಅಗ್ನಿ ದೇವನೆ ನಡೆದು. ಕರ್ಮ ಕಾರಣವನ್ನು ದಹಿಸಲೆಂದು ನಡೆದು ಬರುವನೆಂದು. ನಡೆದು ಬರುವನೆಂದು. ಬುದ್ಧ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯದಿ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ನಮ್ಮೆದೆ ಕಡಲು. ಶಾಂತಿ ಶೇಖರವನಿದೋ ಚಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿಹುದು. Today is the auspicious birth anniversary of Lord Bhagavan Buddha. On this occasion, Swami Dayadipananji Maharaj will give us discourses on the life and teachings of Lord Bhagavan Buddha.
ॐ बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धर्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि. I take refuge at the feet of that enlightened soul, Buddha. I take refuge at the feet of Dharma. I take refuge at the feet of Sangha. I offer my Sashtang Pranams at the feet of all the monks, my love and namaskars to all the devotees. After the evening vespers service here at Ramakrishna Mat, Mumbai, our brother monk sang a beautiful song which was written by Sri Prabhu Shankar, a disciple of Kuvempu. Kuvempu is known as Rashtrakavi, who had a close association with our Ramakrishna ashram in Mysore. In this song, we sang, today being Buddha Purnima, as we know it's a thrice blessed day. On this auspicious day, Lord Buddha was born. On the same day, he got the enlightenment, the Buddhahood, and he left the mortal coils on the same Buddha Purnima day. That's how it's a thrice blessed day. In Ramakrishna Mat and Mission, right from our headquarters and almost all the centers, we do celebrate the Buddha Jayanti by offering small puja and learning about the life and teachings of Bhagawan Buddha. As we know, Bhagawan Sri Ramakrishna had 16 direct disciples, and Narendranath Datta, later on Swami Vivekananda, was the leader of all these monastic disciples of Bhagawan Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj, the founder president of this Mumbai ashrama, brother disciple of Swami Vivekananda, mentioning about his reminiscences on Swami Vivekananda, recalls, during the days at Kashipur, we were studying the Vedanta and serving Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. At one point, our spirit of renunciation suddenly grew up so much that suddenly Swami Vivekananda, Swami Abhedananda, and myself, that is Swami Shivananda, left for Bodh Gaya, the place where Lord Buddha performed austerities and got enlightenment. When Swami Vivekananda reached Bodh Gaya and meditated below the tree, the Bodhi tree, there he shares his experience with Swami Shivanandi. While meditating, I recalled how that great soul, Lord Buddha, left his kingdom, parents, wife, and child in search of knowledge and engaged himself in severe austerities, which culminated on Samadhi. This is how the Ramakrishna Sangha owes very high regards to Bhagavan Buddha for his great character, that is renunciation, Tyaga. Swami Vivekananda also had very high regards, and when we study from the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, various lectures that he delivered on Bhagavan Buddha, from the complete works, we have a small book which is compiled, and the name of the book is Buddha and His Messages. So, we'd like to read a few passages from this wonderful book where we'll be able to learn about this great personality, Lord Buddha, what Swami Vivekananda talks about. Let me read. Buddhism is historically the most important religion, historically, not philosophically, because it was the most tremendous religious movement that the world ever saw, the most gigantic spiritual wave ever to burst upon human society. There is no civilization on which its effect has not been felt in some or the other. The followers of Buddha were most enthusiastic and very missionary in spirit. They were the first among the adherents of various religions not to remain content with the limited sphere of their mother church. They spread far and wide. They traveled east and west, north and south. They reached into the darkest Tibet. They went into Persia, Asia Minor. They went into Russia, Poland, and other countries of Western world. They went into China, Korea, Japan, and to Burma, Siam, the East Indies, and beyond. When Alexander the Great, through his military conquest, brought the Mediterranean world in contact with India, the wisdom of India at once found a channel through which to spread over vast portion of Asia and Europe. Buddhist priests went out teaching among the different nations, and they taught, and as they taught, superstition and priesthood began to vanish like mist before the sun. So here we understand that time when the society was very much controlled by the priesthood. Though our eternal religion, Sanatana Dharma, talked about the highest being of man, Atman, his real nature, and the controlling supreme reality, the ultimate reality, Brahman, but all that highest religion was in the hands of priests, talking about some rituals, and they used to guide the society. So during that time, this great man, Bhagavan Buddha, incarnated and taught the highest religion in his own way. Swami Vivekananda writes further, men must have education. They speak of democracy, of the equality of all men these days. But how will a man know he is equal with all? He must have a strong brain, a clear mind free from nonsensical ideas. He must pierce through the mass superstitions, encrusting his mind to the pure truth that is in his inmost self. Then he will know that all perfections, all powers are already within himself, that these have not been given him by others. When he realizes this, he becomes free that moment. He achieves equality. He also realizes that everyone else is equally as perfect as he, and he does not have to exercise any power, physical, mental, or moral, over his brother men. He abandons the idea that there was ever any man who was lower than himself. Then he can talk of equality not until then. The priests in India, the Brahmins, possessed great intellectual and psychic powers. It was they who began the spiritual development of India, and they accomplished wonderful things. But the time came when the free spirit of development that had at first actuated the Brahmins disappeared. They began to arrogate powers and privilege to themselves. If a Brahmin killed a man, He would not be punished. The Brahmin, by his very birth, is the Lord of the universe. Even the most wicked Brahmin must be worshipped. That was the situation. But while the priests were flourishing, there existed also the poet prophets called sannyasins. All Hindus, whatever their caste may be, must, for the sake of attaining spirituality, give up their work and prepare for death. No more is the world to be of any interest to them. They must go out and become sannyasins. The sannyasins have nothing to do with the 2000 ceremonies that the priests have invented. Pronounce certain words, 10 syllables, 20 syllables, and so on. All these things are nonsense. Take the Sermon on the Mount and the Gita. They are simplicity itself. Even the street walker can understand them. How grand in them you find the truth clearly and simply revealed. But no, the priest would not accept that truth can be found so directly. They speak of 2000 heavens and 2000 hells. If people follow their prescriptions, they will go to heaven. If they do not obey the rules, they will go to hell. During this time, Buddha comes and triumphs over. Swamiji goes further and tells. Buddha was the triumph in the struggle that had been going on between the priest and the prophets in India. One thing can be said for these Indian priests. They were not and never are intolerant of religion. They never have persecuted religion. Any man was allowed to preach against them. Theirs is such a religion. They never molested anyone for his religious views, but they suffered from the peculiar weakness of all priests. They also sought power. They also promulgated rules and regulations and made religion unnecessarily complicated and thereby undermined the strength of those who followed their religion. Buddha cut through all these exercise. He preached the most tremendous truths. He taught the very gist of the philosophy of the Vedas to one and all without distinction. He taught it to the world at the large because one of his great messages was equality of man. Men are all equal, no concession there to anybody. Buddha was the great preacher of equality. Every man and woman has the same right to attain spirituality. That was his teaching. The difference between the priests and the other castes he abolished. Even the lowest were entitled to highest attainments. He opened the door of nirvana to one and all. His teaching was bold even for India. No amount of preaching can ever shock the Indian soul, but it was hard for India to swallow Buddha's doctrine. How much harder it must be for you. His doctrine was this: why is there misery in our life? Because we are selfish. And so forth. Swamiji goes on talking about Buddha. Even when dying, he would not claim any distinction for himself. I worship him for that. Swamiji is telling, I worship him for that. What you call Buddhas and Christs are only the names of certain states of realization. Of all the teachers of the world, he was the one who taught us most to be self reliant, who freed us not only from the bondages of our false selves, but also from dependence on the invisible beings or beings called God or gods. He invited everyone to enter into that state of freedom which he called nirvana. All must attain to it one day. And that attainment is the complete fulfillment of man. Complete works of Swami Vivekananda, volume 3. Hereafter referred to as the complete works. Swami Ranganathananji Maharaj, mentioning about our eternal religion, Sanatana Dharma, how the concept of worship came in, and who is the Lord of the yogins, a person who meditates, who renounces everything to note the highest truth. So, Swami Ranganathanji Maharaj writes, the worship of Shiva seems to have been the most ancient worship in India, with the exception of Shakti, the mother goddess. Shiva is conceived as the god of the yogins, men of contemplation. He is the ascetic god with snowy Himalayas as his natural abode. He represents the state of Bodhi, the state of illumination attained by Buddha. Buddha is a state which can be attained by everybody, enlightenment. So the first state, it was attained by Lord Shiva, the soul enjoying the beatitude of its own divine nature. But Shiva is also compassionate. The word Shiva in Sanskrit means auspiciousness, goodness, and he comes down from a state of divine absorption to bless a seeking aspirant or redeem a soul in distress. Shiva is thus a state as well as deity. The latter is the symbol of the former. He is also a special god of Indian monasticism. The close kinship of this concept of Shiva to Buddha and his religion made for the blending of the two in several respects in the latter evolution of Buddhism. With this background, now let us try to understand the life and message of Bhagavan Buddha. As many of us who have read the life and message, we know that Gautama Muni, Sakya Muni was born in a princely family. राजा महाराजा का जो घर था वहां पे इनका जन्म हुआ था. His father's name was Shuddhodana. Mother was Maya. He was born in the 6th century before Christ. He was married to Yashodhara at an early age of 16. 16 साल का राजकुमार था तब इनका शादी हुआ था यशोधरा से. At the age of 29, he gave birth. His wife gave birth to child, and they named it by name as Rahula. The same day, when the child was born, that night, Siddhartha Gautama Muni leaves his home in search of the highest knowledge, the truth, the ultimate reality. After intense austerities, tapasya, at the age of 35, almost 6 years of austerity, where he went on wandering, meeting great teachers on religion, went on meeting various people, but he was never satisfied. So he wanted to know the highest truth, the ultimate reality for himself. Then he decides to go in solitude and sit and until he realizes he will not get up. So at the age of 35, Siddhartha, Prince Siddhartha, got enlightened, and that state, thereafter he was known as Buddha. After that, for the around 45 years, he lived up to the age of 80. So for 45 years, he went on preaching the highest preaching about the highest reality. So for that, he went on preaching. Now we see that Buddhism is found in Ceylon, Burma, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Tibet, China, Japan, Mongolia, Korea, and some parts of India, Pakistan, Nepal, and also Soviet Union. The Buddhist population of the world is today over 500 million. To understand the teachings, the philosophy that Buddha gave, we have taken the help of Valpola Rahula, the book What the Buddha Taught. Valpola Rahula was a great philosopher who studied the Buddhistic philosophy in detail. He lived in the 20th century. He was born in 1907, up to 90 years he lived. So he was a great scholar who has a depth knowledge, and he is known for his wonderful way of life. Mainly he lived a life of meditation. So in this beautiful book, What the Buddha Taught, when he introduces the Buddhistic attitude of mind, he says, Buddhistic philosophy is a realistic philosophy. It's not optimistic, it is not pessimistic. It treats the disease by proper medicine. So it's not important to know who prepared the medicine, from where it came. It's important to treat the disease with proper medicine. So when proper medicine is given, we are free from the disease. Similarly, we all, human beings who are suffering with so many diseases. One is physical disease, for which we go to hospital, talking about the symptoms of the disease and taking the help of the specialist doctors to be cured from those physical disease. This is called as व्याधि. सर्व व्याधि के लिए हम लोग अस्पताल जाते हैं, जहां पे स्पेशलिस्ट डॉक्टर हमारा शरीर में जो भी व्याधि है उसको देख के डायग्नोस करके हमको ट्रीट करते हैं. सब व्याधि का कारण है आधि, मनोविकार, द मेंटल डिसऑर्डर ड्यू टू मेंटल इम्प्यूरिटीज. मन का विकार से मनोरोग होता है, आधि, द मेंटल डिसीज. Then comes the emotional disturbance. Then comes the intellectual crisis. These are all the different sort of diseases that we go through. So, when you study the life and message of Bhagavan Buddha, you get the ultimate treatment for all the sufferings of life. Yeah, Swamiji says, in Lord Buddha, we see that equality. There is no discriminations. Without any discrimination, with lot of compassion, Lord Buddha preaches and tries to remove all the suffering of man. So, there comes the important teachings, which we call it as Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths forms the basis of Buddha's teaching. The first teaching is Dukkha, Sarvam Dukkham Idam. Everything is full of suffering in this world, or misery, or pain. These are just the English translation of the word Dukkha. लेकिन जो भगवान बुद्ध दुख के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, it is something more than the simple suffering, pain that we understand from this word and translate it to English. So according to Bhagavan Buddha, as he taught his disciples, everything in this universe is changing. The changes that happen in your body, in your mind, and outside you, everything is changing. Everything is impermanent. So that is called as dukkha. So to know that everything is changing, there is nothing permanent, that is the first thing, that is the first teaching, dukkha. Second, dukkha samudaya. There is an origin for this dukkha. Whatever the suffering we are going through, whatever the changes that's happening inside me and outside around me, that is dukkha, and there is a reason, there is a cause for dukkha, that is called dukkha samudaya. The third teaching is nirodha, the cessation of dukkha. Whatever the dukkha we are having, it can be stopped. The fourth is the way leading to cessation of dukkha, called as magga. So four noble truths: dukkha, samudaya, nirodha, and the magga. Based on this, today we find all over the world, people are very much attracted to the meditation techniques that are taught in Buddhistic monasteries, people who are leading a meditative life. You might have seen a person who meditates. A lot of research are done on such people. Buddhistic monks or any other monk who leads a meditative life. A lot of research are done. The research says that a person who meditates daily is free from physical disorders, diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, all the lifestyle disease. जीवन पद्धति में गड़बड़ी होने से जो शारीरिक बीमारी होते हैं, वो शारीरिक बीमारी भी ठीक हो जाते हैं जो पर्सन लंबा समय सही सही ध्यान करता है, मेडिटेशन करता है. रिसर्च हैज प्रूव्ड. Also, the research has proved, and some of the psychiatrists have presented papers in the international conference, meditation has a definitive role in treating mental disorders like anxiety, depression. Also, it is seen that people who meditate have got better emotional stability. What is that emotional stability? People have different level of forbearance. थोड़ा सा भी दिक्कत होने से उनका रिएक्शन इतना ज्यादा रहता है कि जैसे कि बहुत बड़ा कुछ हो गया. और कुछ लोग हैं लाइफ में बहुत बड़ा मुश्किलें आते हैं, ऐसे कुछ एक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं, उसके बावजूद वो सावध रह के, समाधान रह के उस प्रॉब्लम को फेस करते हैं. The second category person is called as a person with emotional stability. So a person who meditates will attain that emotional stability. Next point, we also discussed, person suffers not just because of this, but also by wrong thinking, intellectual crisis. A person who meditates is free from such negative thoughts, wrong thinking, leading for right thinking and right way of leading the life. He is free from the mental crisis that one may suffer. So thus, based on these four noble truths, if one learns to meditate, he can find a solution for all the problems of life. In one word, it is dukkha. So, what are those meditation techniques which we learn from these Buddhistic monasteries when we see? The first thing is focusing on the breath. It is called as anapanasati. It is one of the most popular meditation technique that's being practiced with large number of people. Ana means breathing in. Pana means breathing out. Sati means being aware. Swami Vivekananda says, many of us, we don't know yet how to breathe. When we learn how to breathe properly, lot of suffering, pain, dukkha understanding the impermanence of this world, understanding the ever-changing nature of the world can give you wonderful health, which we call it as holistic health and wellness. So, when we learn to breathe properly, the breathing should be deep and long. Hold the breath for some time and breathe out completely. When you are doing this, let us focus on the breathing alone, nothing other than that. The fresh air, the oxygen is entering through the nostrils, through the trachea, it is entering the lungs, and every cell is getting that energy. With this understanding, with this awareness, when you breathe in, hold the breath for some time and breathe out with that awareness, you get immediate relief from all the anxiety and depression. I am making this uh, discourse very simple by focusing on the practical aspect of the teachings of Buddha. So, when we say the meditation technique, we have to go and understand the teachings of Buddha based on the practices that are already taught in our Sanatana Dharma. Patanjali Maharshi, Ashtanga Yoga Sutra, we have to take the help. So, combine both and you will get the wonderful result. So, this is in brief about Anapanasati, where the meditator, the sadhaka, a person who wants to be free from all the dukkha, practices this technique, mindful breathing, and he gets the wonderful results. Here, the main focus is the mind, the body, the physical body. Next comes about the Vedana, they call the word Vedana, feelings, sensation. So when you are practicing Anapanasati, in the next step, you try to observe what are the thoughts, what are the feelings that are rising within you. Before coming to temple, something happened on the way, somebody irritated, that moment is gone, still that thought we are carrying. How can he come in that wrong way and still shout on me? Anger, hatredness, all these bhavanas, Vedana is the word. So such things will be arising when you start observing with awareness, that will subside. That is the second step in the meditation that are being practiced. Then finally, taking the highest spiritual ideal and meditating on that. So step by step, when we practice these meditation techniques, we can find a permanent solution for all these sufferings. So when we told there is dukkha, there is a cause for this dukkha. So what is that? Desire. Tanha, Trishna. So I want this, I want that. इतना कुछ है, फिर भी और कुछ चाहिए, और कुछ चाहिए, चाहिए, चाहिए. So that desire to have more and more becomes the cause for this dukkha. When you observe your mind, when you understand, you can stop that arising, that is called as nirodha. दुख समुदाय को हम रोक सकते हैं जब आप मेडिटेशन करेंगे, ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, निरोधा. And there are 8 paths taught by Buddha to attain the highest state. What are those 8 steps? We'll learn. Right understanding, samyak drishti. Rajju Sarpa example we keep on giving. There is darkness. A rope is lying in the corner of a room. Suddenly you look at it and you think that there is a sarpa, snake in that. So suddenly you are now fearing snake आके आपको काट जाएगा. The moment the light is thrown on that rope, the rope is seen as rope. That fear is gone because you are able to see the object as it is. तो जैसे है वैसे देखना, that comes through right understanding, सम्यक दृष्टि, right thought. What should be our way of thinking? Praying for all, thinking good for all. सबका सुख में ही हमारा सुख है, ये भाव को अपने अंदर लाना. Right thought, right speech, सम्यक वाचा, वाणी. So when we talk good thing about others, you get peace of mind. You are free from suffering. Right action, samyak karma. Right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. So these are the 8 paths, marga, as taught by Bhagawan Buddha to be free from all the suffering, dukkha. Let me read few teachings from Dhammapada. With these teachings, Lord Buddha started a new way of teaching people the same highest spiritual ideals which were taught from time immemorial. So in that Dhammapada, he has taught in a simple way how to get rid of all the dukkha, that the suffering that we are going through. Let me read out few of the selected verses from Dhammapada. Mind comes first in all mental states. Mind is the leader. All are created by mind. If a person speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like a wheel that follows the foot of an ox. मान लीजिए एक बुलक कार्ट है ना? बुलक कार्ट के आगे क्या है? बुल है. So the bull is pulling the bullock cart and the bullock cart is behind. जहां जहां बुल आगे जाता है उसके पीछे ही बुलक कार्ट जाता है. वैसे ही हमारा हर एक एक्शन हम जो सोचते हैं उसके ऊपर निर्भर होता है. So your thoughts are guiding your actions. अगर आप सद्विचार से कर्म करते हैं तो आप सच्चारित्रवान, अच्छा व्यक्ति बनते हैं. Mind comes first in all mental states. Mind is their leader. All are created by mind. If a person speaks or acts with pure mind, happiness follows like a shadow that never leaves. He abused me, he hit me, he defeated me, and he robbed me. Those who hold on to such thoughts do not calm their hatred. He abused me, he hit me, he defeated me, he robbed me. Those who do not hold on to such thoughts calm their hatred. हमारे अंदर में जो राग द्वेष आता है उसका कारण हमारा मन ही है. किसी ने गलत शब्द यूज किया, उसके साथ दुर्व्यवहार किया, एक ने बोला ठीक है, दूसरे ने बोला वो कैसे हमारे साथ ऐसे कर सकता है. तो जिसने बोला ठीक है हो गया तो भूल गया, अपने विचार में आगे निकल गया, वो शांति में है. और कोई वो ऐसे कैसे कर सकता है सोचते ही रह गया तो वो चिंता में पड़ गया, उसका शांति चला गया. Some people don't realize that one day we all must die, but those who do realize this end their quarrels. Wonderful teaching in a very simple way. The person who does wrong suffers in this life and the next life. He feels sorrow and pain when he remembers his own bad deeds. हमारा कर्म से ही हमारा जीवन. अच्छा कर्म करने से आप शांति में रहेंगे, गलत कर्म करने से आप चिंता में रहेंगे. The person who does good is happy in this life and the next life. He feels joy and delight when he remembers his own good deeds. The evildoer suffers in this life and the next life. The thought I have done evil troubles him, and he suffers even more when he goes to the realms of suffering. The person who does good is happy in this life and in the next life. The thought I have done good makes him happy, and he is even happier when he goes to places of joy. Even if he recites many sacred texts, if he does not act accordingly, that careless person is like a coward who only counts other people's cattle. He does not enjoy the blessings of holy life. Even if he recites only a few sacred texts, if he puts the Dhamma into practice, giving up lust, hatred, and delusion with true wisdom and a free mind, clinging to nothing in this life or any other, he truly enjoys the blessings of life. तो थोड़ा ही अगर हम सही से समझ के अपने जीवन में उतारते हैं तो सर्व दुख से हम पार होके शांति पा सकते हैं. So the purpose of this incarnation, who had the great heart to feel the suffering. Swami Vivekananda mentions Buddha was totally unselfish. He never thought anything for himself. Always he thought about the humanity. How can I make everybody free from the suffering, the dukkha? He found the path, and after his realization, he went on preaching. So there is a small incident which I would like to read from one of the great ascetic saintly person. Just let go. जीवन में बहुत कुछ होता रहता है. Just let go. इसको मन में रख के अगर आप नित्य आप अपना breathing, focusing on your breath, आनापाना साथी, inhalation, exhalation, deep and long with awareness. You practice the simple technique and you come and tell me after 1 month how the difference it has brought in your life in treating your own small anxiety, depression, a problem. The next step I told, try to focus on the feelings that are arising within. कितने आपके मन के अंदर सद्विचार आ रहे हैं, कितने गलत विचार आ रहे हैं. Observation, आत्मनिरीक्षण. When you do that, all the negativity stops, all the goodness will start arising within, because everything within is that goodness. There is nothing bad in us. And finally, learning the eternal teachings and understanding and practicing life can take you to the highest state. So let just things go. Do everything with a mind that lets go. Do not expect any praise or reward. If you let go a little, you will have little peace. If you let go a lot, you will have a lot of peace. If you let go completely, you will know complete peace and freedom. Your struggles with the world will have come to an end. आपको सर्व दुख से मुक्ति चाहिए, निर्वाणा, moksha, free from all the suffering. We have to practice. Let it go. जाने दो यार. छोटा सा मंत्र. इसको अगर आप नित्य अभ्यास करेंगे, it will be taking to the highest state of happiness, joy. इसी को श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा ने बोला है. So we are Hindus worship two great incarnations. One is Rama, one is Krishna. And in the recent times, who was Rama, who was Krishna, came as Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Krishna Bhagavan, as we know, God Himself incarnated in the form of human being to teach us, to give us the highest philosophy of life and work. So there we get this wonderful sloka which can be summarized as the life and message of Bhagavan Buddha. Vitaraga bhayakrodha manmaya mam upashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa pota madbhavam agata. The tapas, the austerity, the fire of knowledge can burn all the impurities of the mind. And impurities of the mind is the root cause for all the dukkha, suffering. When the impurities of the mind are burned with fire of knowledge, you become pure and you are free from raga, bhaya, krodha, attachment, fear, and anger. When you are free from raga, bhaya, krodha, you attain Lord Himself. You become one with Lord. You get that highest state of enlightenment, a Buddhahood. So, this is in brief about the life and teachings of Bhagavan Buddha. Those who are interested can read these books. One I mentioned by Valapula Rahula, What the Buddha Taught. And Swamiji's great complete work, selected portion, Buddha and His Message, a small book. And there are some small incidents based on that. The great teachings of Buddha are taught. A still forest pool. With this, we conclude our talk on Bhagavan Buddha. May Lord Buddha bless us all with peace, joy, and happiness. May we all be free from all the dukkha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.